What's up, guys? I'm going to describe to you what a percent of a number is and how we go about solving that. The example I'm about to use is with money. As you can see, these are very lifelike looking dollar bills, and we have two of them. You're going to see problems, and it's going to ask you something like, what is 50% of these $2? What is 50% of 2? Well, I hope you know that 50% is 1/2. This is 1/2. And I hope you know that half of 2 is 1. I'm going to cut this amount of money in half. I'd get 1, you'd get 1. So 50% of 2 would be just 1. Okay, you understand that? 50% is a half. If I have half of 2, that means I get 1 and you get 1. Hope that was pretty straightforward. But what if it's not something so easy as 50%? What if I said 25% of our $2? Well, then I'd have to break it up into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can't really rip a dollar in half. So we need to figure out how to do this mathematically. And what I want you to be able to visualize is I'm going to use this bar method, and I'm going to use that to help us visualize how to solve this and how we get the answers that we do. If this whole bar represents 2, and I'm looking for 25%, and if this was 0, if I'm looking for 25%, that's not a whole lot of my total. 25%. As you can see, that's only just a little bit of 2. So our answer should be smaller than 2 because 2 is our total, and we want only 25%, which is a small portion of it. So our answer should be less than 2. Here's how we go about solving this mathematically. We're going to take our 2 and we're going to multiply it by 25%. And I know multiplying usually means the number is going to be bigger. However, when you multiply by a percent, you change it into a decimal. You move the decimal over twice, you make this 0.25, and when you multiply by a decimal that's less than 1, the number actually does become smaller. So 0.25, 25% times 2. And remember our decimal rules, we just multiply like normal. So we're doing 2 times 5 is 10, carry my 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. I have 2 numbers throughout in my decimal, so I move it over twice. My answer is 0.5, or 0.50 as my answer. Okay? When you see a question that says percent of something, percent of 2, percent of 500, percent of 5 million, it doesn't matter. You're going to take that percent, convert it into a decimal, and then multiply that decimal by your total number. Okay? I'm going to do one more example, and then I'm going to leave it to you to do the rest. I don't need this dollar sign anymore. If I said that I want 60% of, let's try 36. Let's see what that does. Yeah, we'll try it. I'm going to make my little bar here. My total is 36. And 60%, that's more than half of the bar. So I'm going to make it, let's say right around here. It's going to be this much of it. So I still should have less than 36 as my answer, but it's going to be a good chunk of 36. It's going to be a semi-big answer. But how do we work this? We change this into a decimal by moving it to the left twice, 0.60. and then you multiply. 36 times 0.60. I'm just going to do 0.6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 3 is 21. I have one number to the right of my decimal, so I'll move it over one time. 60% of 36 is 21.6. All right, that's how you work those problems.